Hello and welcome to Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer, your host for the show. We've got a really great show for you today. Ben Johnson, who is the CEO with the New Orleans Chamber and a very good friend to Across Louisiana, is going to talk about some great moments in the Chamber, some highlights, some activities coming up. Stephanie Joseph, who is with the Audubon Zoo, is going to be with us, and she's brought a special friend today that I'm sure you'll enjoy meeting. Connie Ballon. Connie is the COO for the Childhood and Family Learning Foundation, and she's going to be talking about her organization and how they work with the school systems in Orleans Parish. And McKensie Kirchner. McKensie is the 2014 Gala chairperson for the Young Leadership Council, and she's going to be sharing information on the Young Leadership Council and the Gala and how you can be involved in that. Again, Steve Sawyer, you're watching Across Louisiana. We thank you very much, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Once again, we just greatly appreciate you taking your time to watch the show. What better way than to start a show than our good friend Ben Johnson, the CEO for the New Orleans Chamber. Ben, welcome to the show as
Steve,
always.
It's always great.
So good to have you here. So good to have you here. Now, it's interesting. We were just talking, because I just asked you the question that we were going to talk about. I said, what do you want to talk about first? And I said, let's talk about how many members you up. Are you up maybe, 200%? And you looked at me like, no. How much are you up?
450%.
450% membership you are increased by. That is phenomenal.
Well, it's the community right now. It's all these entrepreneurs, and we're just right in the middle of it, connecting all these folks, helping them grow their businesses. And there's alignment. You know, back in 2009, there was 200. This year, we went over 1,100 members, 1,135 members.
That is phenomenal. Congratulations on
that.
That's great.
Thank you. But as you know, it's the board of which you're a member. It's the chairman's council of which you're a member. There's just an alignment to help this entrepreneurship. Of the 1,100 members, right now, 92% are small businesses. Of that 92%, 60% are staffs of 5 or less.
Now, I'm glad you said that, because one thing that I always like to point out with you being the New Orleans Chamber, people think the New Orleans Chamber is strictly big business, large industries, and it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's, again, the city. You know, we're #1 in startups, #1 in entrepreneurship nationally. That our chamber reflects that. And the feedback we get from the members, you know, keep doing what you're doing. We're in the top 10% of chambers in retention of our members. So
that's great.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
I think another thing is too, and we've had Todd Murphy on the show, and
he's a great guy. We partner.
And I'm glad you say that, because that's my point. I think now more than ever before, there's a partnership among the organizations, because I hate to say it, the old days, but I remember the old days, you really didn't have that partnership there.
There's more competition.
I think that's a tribute to you, to Todd, and all that you guys in the St. Bernard Chamber. I think
Absolutely.
There's a partnership now amongst you guys that is healthy.
And credit to Todd, he convened us with GNO Inc. There's 14 chambers in the 10 parish area. We meet quarterly out by his office.
Yeah.
And it's just a great opportunity to focus on 1, 2, or 3 things that we can bring to the legislature, we can bring to the governor's race next year. Yeah. What's important for the quality of life issues in our community?
Well, I'm sure Todd will be on next week to talk about that.
Well, ask him about it, because he loves to talk about it appropriately.
He does.
It's just a great time to be here.
Let's do this before we run out of time. You've got some great events coming up. Let's focus on
We
those.
do, and I got to tell you, the one I really want, the Power Breakfast, we call it. We limit it to 40 people. It sells out in an hour. Everybody gets a minute to do their pitch, and you're meeting 39 other entrepreneurs. We're getting the feedback for this. We're starting to do it every month now. It's so popular. Mm-hmm. And then the Women's Business Alliance, I have to tell you, I mean, it's the first Thursday of the month. It's a fun place, limited only to women, and it's a special environment where they can network, collaborate. Those 2 programs are just taken straight off. The Young Professional Night, we're going to have over 400 people show up for this one. We partner with the Urban League, YLC, 50 Forward. So we're into a lot of partnerships.
Yeah, and that's, again, your success is your partnerships.
Exactly.
Ben, your website is neworleanschamber.org.
Yes.
All the information can be found on becoming a member, activities you can be involved in. Yep. Your quarterly luncheons are absolutely phenomenal.
September the 9th.
And do we have a guest speaker?
We do, and I forget his name, but the book is about the what, not the why.
Not the why.
If you get the what, your business will do well. So September the 9th, yeah, it's going to be great.
Again, the website, neworleanschamber.org. Ben Johnson, the CEO for the New Orleans Chamber. Congratulations, Ben, on all the success. We always enjoy having you on the show. Please, please come back, talk about upcoming events and all the activities. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Again, thank you for being a part of the show today. Our next guest, Stephanie Joseph. Stephanie is with the Audubon Zoo, and she is the manager of school and public programs. And Stephanie was on not too long ago, and I told her the next time you come back on the show, you got to bring a friend. Stephanie, welcome to the show, and you brought a friend.
I did. This is Snappy. And Snappy is an American.
Yeah, I know. An alligator.
Exactly. So he's an American alligator, and I'm very small alligator. So this is an easy one to work with because he's not quite too strong. But we'll work with them up to about 3 feet. About that time.
3 feet?
Yes, and that's a fairly good sized gator. So about that time we start trading them out and back to the little ones.
Now, would you work with Snappy with school children? I mean, is that what he does? And,
yes,
okay.
Definitely. So this is one of our education gators. So if you've been to the zoo, you've definitely seen some of the larger ones out in the Louisiana Swamp exhibit.
Okay.
But we have some smaller ones we work with in education. And so this is an animal that would go out on the Zoomobile or the Wetlands Express.
Okay.
Might see him on Discovery Walk or some of our programming in Shell Theater.
Well, now let me ask. This may sound like a crazy question, but when Snappy gets older and gets bigger, does he just go into the zoo habitat, or
good question,
turn him into the wild, or
right? So we actually have a partnership with a local one of the alligator farms.
Okay.
And so we get some in, and as they get too large for what we're using them, again we have them in education, but also if you've been in the swamp gift shop, we have some smaller ones out there as well. And so as they get larger, we'll trade out with them and get some smaller ones in.
Well, would it be safe to say that because he is not in the wild right now, and I mean he really won't grow up in the wild, it'd be pretty much impossible just to turn him loose into one of the swamp areas?
You know, that's a really good question. The ones that we specifically are working with are kind of used to being handled, but I wouldn't say that they're ever completely docile. So, you know, I think that if something did happen, you probably could get them back out there. Yeah. Instinct would probably take over.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. All right, let's do this real quick. You've got some great events coming up. Zoovie Nights. Talk about that.
Yes, so we've actually been doing these over the summer on Sunday night, and our last one is coming up on Sunday, July 27th. This is a great chance to bring the whole family out. We have, we're going to set the movie up out on the Capital One stage, and you can bring blankets and chairs. It's $5 a person. Gates are going to open at 7. The movie's going to start at 8, and our last movie is going to be E.T.
Oh, what a way to finish
So classic
the season.
movie. Great opportunity. We're going to have some concessions out there. We'll also have some food trucks.
And now, is there a limit to how many people you can hold, or?
Well, you know, that's a great question. I don't know that we've reached.
3 for 3.
I don't know if we've reached capacity, so
Okay.
I bring as many people as you can.
Well, let me ask you, your website is audubon.institute.org. We'll
That's
put that
right.
on the screen. Information about Zoovie Nights and what movies playing and things like that can be found on the website?
Definitely, under
And
our events tab.
before we run out of time, Celebration.
Yes, so our members event at the aquarium is Celebration on Wednesday, August 6th. And this is a great chance, again, if you've been thinking about becoming a member, you want to make sure to do that before August 6th so you can come out, because this is a special event only for the members, special aquarium chats, the keepers that are working with the different animals out there. There'll be educators and just a lot of fun.
Oh, cool. Again, AudubonInstitute.org, all the information on all the events, the programs that you're involved in. And
Right.
Stephanie, thank you so much he's getting a little antsy right
I know,
there.
you saw that.
Before he jumps my way, we better say goodbye to you. Please come back. Please bring more friends with you from the Audubon Zoo. You do such a great job out there, and we're so very fortunate to have you. So, Stephanie, thanks for being with us. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Very happy to have in the studio Connie Ballon. Connie is the COO for the Childhood and Family Learning Foundation. Connie, thank you so much for taking time to be here today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve, for having me.
First time we've had somebody on from the foundation, so tell us a little bit about the organization and the mission of your organization and so forth.
Absolutely. The Childhood and Family Learning Foundation was founded back in 2007, right after Katrina, and our primary focus is to help eliminate the health and educational disparities for children who live in poverty in the city.
Is it something that was founded because of Katrina?
It absolutely is.
Okay.
Because of the way our whole school system exploded after Katrina, a lot of our children, as they found their way back, when we went out to help reestablish schools in the community, we realized that a lot of them had educational needs, and the ones that had the educational needs were the same ones that had the health needs.
Yeah.
And so, you know, years ago when we were in school, we all had school nurses, and we all did physicals at school,
Right.
and all of that was coordinated through the school. And education has kind of taken a different road since we're focusing more on standardized tests and developing the educational arena. And so a lot of the children that we find in schools have educational needs, and those same children are the ones that are in our healthcare system with the highest health needs. And they're the same child. And so what we're trying to do through our foundation is focus back on the whole child and have schools look at the whole child and not just the educational child.
You know, it's funny you mention that, because as you say that, I sat here and I was thinking when I was in school, I remember having a nurse and
Absolutely.
medical things we did and physicals, and I was just thinking, wow, you don't see that anymore.
Not very much. And schools do have school nurses, but they're so busy focusing on their diabetic children and their children with asthma and their children that have seizures that they really don't have enough time to go through and make sure that, for example, all of our children are immunized. In New Orleans, in particular, only 55% of our children are immunized, yet they're in our school systems.
Wow.
When we started doing vision and hearing screenings about 5 years ago, we started focusing on the 4th and 8th graders because that's the year that we take all the high-risk standardized testing. And over 48% of our 4th graders fail their vision screening.
Are you kidding me? Wow,
And
48%.
so imagine what they could demonstrate on the LEAP test if they could see the dots on the Scantron and fill them in.
Connie, your website is www.ecflf.org. We'll put that on the screen.
Okay.
Would a school reach out to you, or how would you partner with a school? I mean, are you in Orleans Parish only right now?
We are a nonprofit, and we are focusing in Orleans Parish.
Okay.
And a lot of times our schools are founded by the people that fund us. We're funded by large organizations such as Baptist Community Ministries and Entergy and AT&T and some very generous private funders. And we focus on schools that have a large percentage of children in poverty.
And the school then would reach out to you?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. And so on your website, you could find information about the organization, how to get in contact with you.
Absolutely.
A little bit about what your goals are and what your mission is and things like that.
Absolutely. You know, we've been administering this program in schools now for about 5 or 6 years, and we know that it works. And there's 3 main components to the program. The first one is coordinated physical health screenings. And it's one thing to go out and do the vision and hearing and blood pressure checks. It's another thing to have a list of the children who failed and then follow up with the primary care doctors and make sure they get services.
Right.
So that's step 1. Step 2 are mental health services. Our psychologists meet with the school education experts, and we integrate mental health evaluation and physical health evaluation at the school level where the child is every day.
Yeah.
That's number 2. And then number 3 is sustainability. And so we work with the schools to become Medicaid providers so that they can get reimbursement from Medicaid for the children in poverty who are receiving these services.
Connie, that's great stuff. Again, the website, we'll put this on the screen, is www.ecflf.org. Connie, thank you so much for being a part of this show. We appreciate it. Please come back, tell us more about the programs that you're involved in and more about the organization. And we have one more guest, so stay with us, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Our final guest for today is McKensie Kirchner. McKensie is the Gala chair for the 2014 Young Leadership Council Gala that's coming up.
Yep.
Congratulations. I always like
Thank
to
you.
congratulate the Gala chairs because when they do one, they get to do so many more. So you'll probably
Yeah.
be the 2015, 2016.
They definitely reined me in this year, so I'll definitely participate in some.
McKensie, for our first-time viewers that may not know a little bit about the Young Leadership Council, describe briefly, what it is you guys do.
Yeah, sure. So we're a nonprofit, nonpartisan civic community organization, and we actually recruit and retain young professionals to New Orleans, and what we do is we develop leadership with them through community-led volunteer-based projects.
So you would reach out to all throughout the country to different organizations?
Well, no,
and things
more
like that?
individuals that kind of already have established or come to New Orleans, and so we really try to get them the most involved that we can in the community, find their passions, and really capitalize on those.
All right, now I got to ask a crazy question.
Yeah.
Young Leadership Council, is there an age limit to where you're no longer a part of the organization? Because some organizations do have that.
Yeah, there is a cap, and I'll go with mid-30s or upper 30s.
I just barely don't make it.
I know. We don't usually have a secure cutoff, but we
keyword
keep
there
it
being
young.
Leadership Council.
YPO.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about the gala that's coming up on August the 8th. Is that like the first annual, second, third?
No, this is actually our 28th annual Role Models Gala.
Wow.
Yep. So we've been around since 1986. And so since then, we've recognized 25 outstanding leaders within the community, and we've honored them each year. It's our 28th one. So
now, the people that you're recognizing, are they members of the Young Leadership Council, or is it somebody in the community?
Not necessarily, just local leaders that have really established themselves by giving back to the community, really exemplified the definition of leadership, and just improving the quality of life within their profession.
Can you name an example of who may have won in the past?
We've had so many, I think over 700 now we've named, and you can't, we have about over 150 nominated each year. So we've had a total of, over 700 throughout the years. So this year we have, it's a wonderful.
Now, is this a fundraiser for the organization?
It is. It's one of our 2 largest fundraisers that we hold for the YLC.
Okay, so talk about your website is ylcnola.org. And then we'll put this on the screen. And then for the gala, it's Donate Gala. So all information about the event can be found on the website, as information about Young Leadership Council, how to be a member and things like that. Okay.
Yeah, and how to get engaged, how to support Gala. Yeah, it's all up there.
So talk about the gala, what people will see if they participate in this.
Sure. It's a large event. It's going to be at the Hyatt Regency this year. Over 500 guests, and it's a black tie affair. It's a wonderful event. We always have a wonderful menu, and it just kind of goes through and will honor each of the role models throughout the event. A wonderful program, and it's just a really wonderful time to be able to, for the young professionals to also engage and be able to meet the role models and really have a great time together.
Is there a sellout number? I mean, is it like is it like apply now and be a part of this now? So
yeah, you definitely should. And then to be a part of the program and for sponsorships, we want people to obviously engage as quick as possible so we can get people seated together. But the sellout date, we really want people, August 6th is the last time we can purchase tickets.
Okay. And again, McKensie, we'll put that information on the screen. You've been watching Across Louisiana. We greatly appreciate it. And as always, we'll see you next time.